Hello students, today in this video we are going to study about the structure and function of human eye. We know that eye as well as light both is very important to see the object around us. So let's see what is the structure and function of human eye. Whenever you observe any eye or your own eye, what the thing you will find? The three things. This eye looks like in this way, and a black color spot is present between the eye, that is called pupil. And the color of the eye, some person having the brown color eyes, some having black, some having blue color or green color. So due to this iris, the color of iris tells about the color of the eye. Whatever the color of this iris, that is the color of the eye. So this black spot is the pupil, and this is surrounded by the iris. And what you found, a white color space, the white color things present in the eye, the white color part, or we can say that the white part of the eye is called sclera. So basically when you observe any eye, you observe basically these three things. But human eye is contain lots of things, lots of part. So let's see what is the basic structure of human eye. So I already drawn a diagram here, and you are able to see that not only these three things present in our eye, lots of things, lots of part is there. So let's start with one by one. What are the parts of human eye? The first part, that is the first outline that you are able to see here, this blue color line, this part is your called cornea. So first that part of the eye, that is cornea. This cornea, whenever the light enters into the eye, first it encountered with the cornea. So cornea helps in the refraction and protection of the eye. Refraction and protection of the eye. Okay. Now the second part, you are able to see the colored part here. This is called aqueous humor or aqueous gel. Aqueous humor or aqueous gel. The second that we are talking about, aqueous humor or aqueous gel. So here after the cornea, the gel is called aqueous humor. They are the transparent gel-like structure, and they also helps the protection of the eye, as well as they also produce a proper pressure so that all the part of the eye can be placed in a proper place, as well as they provide the nutrition and also helps from protection from the infections. So aqueous humor, this gel-like structure, you are able to see the skin color light colored here, that is your aqueous humor. So basically it helps for the protection, as well as provide proper pressure to the eye in the part of the eye, so that all the part of the eye will be present in a proper place. Now the second part, that is iris that we already talked about here. So iris is these green color part you are able to see. So we have two iris here, this and this. So this iris, basically whatever the color of iris, if it is a green color, then the color of the eye will be green. If this iris is brown in color, then the color of the eye will be brown. So whatever the color of iris, that is the color of eye. And the most important function of iris is to control the size of pupil. Pupil here, this black part, and here the black part, that is called pupil. Basic function of this pupil is to control amount of light enters into it. It controls amount of light enters, means how much light it enters. It controls if there is lots of high intensity of light, then these iris iris becomes close and it helps to control that a particular amount of light should enters into the eye. So iris always changes its shape and size according and it adjusts the pupil that how much light should enters into the eye. So this is the function of iris and pupil. Now next one is your lens. You are able to see here lens, and this the lens is look like a convex lens. So the lens of the eye is like a convex, and when it is a convex lens, then it produces the image real and inverted. But whatever if there is a candle here, so after the refraction in the retina where the image form, we get real and inverted image. But when it go in our brain, we will see the image like it means our brain translate that image, real and inverted image, into a erect image. So basically the lens is convex lens, and the focal length of the lens, sometimes we have to adjust to see very far object, or we have to see very the object which is very near to our eyes. So by changing the focal length, and this adjustment of focal length is done by the ciliary muscles. So this red color line is called the ciliary muscles. We have the one pair of ciliary muscles, and it is attached to the lens, and it helps to adjust the size of the lens so that it can change the focal length of the lens. Now we have done here. Now backside of this, after that the eye consists of one more gel called vitreous humor or vitreous gel. They also help to provide the proper pressure as well as protection and keep the retina in a proper place. Okay. One more part, that is your conjunctiva, this part. So it is this conjunctiva, it is a tissue, connective tissue. Basically it helps in the proper protection of the eye. And what conjunctivitis, if there is an infection occurs in conjunctiva, then we called it conjunctivitis. Next one is this is retina, the back side, that is retina where the image formation takes place. Basically the image formation takes place in here, and this retina having a rod and cone, contain rod and cone cells which is sensitive for the light, and they helps in the seeing the object when the light intensity is less or more. So we will discuss it later. So retina is the place where the image formation takes place, and this is fovea, that is fova is your the cone where the cone cells are present more in numbers. Now next one is your blind spot. It is the place near the optic nerve where no image formation is, black spot is there, no image formation takes place. And after that there is a optic nerve that take it to the brain, that connect it to the brain. So whatever the image formed in the retina, that get through the optic nerve to the brain, and brain translate that particular object, image of the object erect, and we are able to see the object. Now the white part of the eye, this white color part you are able to see here, white part, that is called sclera, and they helps in the protection of eyes. And one more blue color line you are able to see here, that is called choroid, choroid, that's choroid. Choroid is a substance. It is a layer which provide nutrition and protection to the eye. So this is all about your eye, that these are the parts present in our eye. And we have more two things, that is cone cell and the rod cell. Cone cell looks like in this way, cone like structure, and rod cell looks like a rod like structure. So whenever there is more high active, more light, proper light, then cone cell enables us to see the object. As well as cone cell also helps in the vision of color vision. And this rod cell basically active or becomes active when there is a low intensity of light. So these type of cell is also called photoreceptors. They are called photoreceptors. Now let's see something more about the eye. Now, power of accommodation. What is the meaning of power of accommodation? Accommodate means to adjust. Accommodation means to adjust. So our eye lens having the power to accommodate itself or adjust its focal length so that they can see the distinct object clearly. So how the object, if object is very near to us, if object is very far to us, the focal length, the size, the shape of the lens, eye lens, they start to change or adjust. And who will help in the adjustment? Ciliary muscles. The ciliary muscles which is attached. So this is the lens, and here the ciliary muscles are attached. So sometime we have to see the focal length should be very long, so it becomes like this. If we need a very short focal length, we have to see a very closer object, then the lens become this side. So the size of the lens start to change or adjust according to the how far the object it is. So that is called power of accommodation. And we know that the power of accommodation, that is diopter, and power of lens, that is known as diopter, and it is related with inversely proportional to the focal length. So basically power of accommodation tells about that how far the object and how can we change the lens size of the lens so that it can adjust the focal length and we can see the clear image. Now, second thing, light and dark adaptation by human eye. Whenever you come from a playground when you are playing in the morning or in the afternoon in the playground, and suddenly went from more light to less light, more light to less light, you come in your room, you will suddenly found that the darkness, your eyes become, you are not able to see anything. So what happens whenever the pupil, we know that the work of the pupil in our eye, it controls the amount of light that enters into our eyes. So whenever there is a lots of light is present, so the pupils constrict, it becomes small at it, because we need a proper light, only proper light to come inside our eye. So people get constrict. But when suddenly you comes from more light to less light area, what happens? People have to expand because it needs more light to enters into the eye, and by doing this it takes some time, and due to this time you feel that you are not able to see anything. So basically light and dark adaptation, in this way light and dark adaptation done by our human eye. Something more important, some points like least distance. If you put the things very close to your eyes, you are not able to see the things becomes blurred. If you do so, at least 25 centimeter of distance is important to see clear image, at least from your eye to object, at least 25 centimeter of distance is important to see the object clear view. Otherwise, if you will put the object here, if you are putting the book here very close to your eye, you are not able to see the properly what written. At least 25 centimeter, and that distance is called least distance. That is called least distance of vision. At least 25 centimeter is required to see any object properly or clearly. One more thing, that one eye is sufficient for us, because if we close our one eye we can able to see the things. But why there is a need of two eyes? So the importance of two eyes, that the two eyes give a wide range of view. If we close one eye, we only view a particular range. But when we have two eyes and we open both the eyes, we are more wide range of view we can able to see. Second thing, that 3D image, three-dimensional image. This two eyes is important to see the three-dimensional image. And third thing, that it is used because it is important because we can able to see clear image. So this is all about the human eye, the structure, as well as we also understood the different functions of the different parts, power of accommodation, and the human eye adaptation in light and dark condition.